Well, the recent news is that Meghan Markle has launched a new brand, and apparently she produced some strawberry jam that she's been handing out to various celebrities and friends. And the brand is supposed to be selling products like that. So, what we're going to be taking a look at today is this going to be successful? Are the astrological energies going to be supporting this new brand and this endeavor, or not so? Now, a lot of my followers, they tend to think that Prince Harry and Meghan, that they had their limelight with the Oprah interview, with the Netflix documentary, and also Prince Harry's release of the book Spare. A lot of people think they're kind of fading away out of that limelight. Well, is it not going to happen? Are they still going to be successful in the future? That's what we're going to be taking a look at today. Now, for those of you that are new to my channel, make sure you like and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so you can get all the videos. I do a lot of videos on the royal family, so if you're very interested in that, make sure you check this channel out. Now, I practice Vedic sidereal astrology, which is the astrology from ancient India. So your sign actually may be different using this method. The goal is 10,000 subscribers. We're at over 4,000, so I do feel we're going to get there. Thank you very much. And also, if you're interested in a private reading, check for details down below. Also, I'm part of a new collaborative effort called Psychic News Network. If you're interested in checking that out, check for details down below on that as well. We could use all the subscribers that we could get because it's a small fledgling channel at the moment. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Meghan Markle's chart. One of the things we're going to want to look at is we're going to want to see what type of planetary period she is in, both the major period and the minor period, to get an idea of, is she in a period where the karma is supporting this type of new brand launch. So I'm going to try to look at this as objectively as possible. Let me go ahead and put up the chart there. By the way, for those of you that are new to this reading is for entertainment purposes only. All these statements about Meghan Markle, well, they're all speculation about the astrological energies, and they're all allegedlys. All right, so one of the things we like to look at in Vedic astrology is the Vimshatari Dasha, which is basically the planetary timeline. And this is basically whenever you're in a timeline. So, for example, Megan is in Jupiter, Venus at the moment. Well, whenever you're in one of these timelines, those planets are being specifically highlighted in your chart. So Jupiter's being highlighted over here, and then Venus is being highlighted over here. So we want to take a look at first what houses are those planets in, and then we're going to take a look at what houses do they rule, because that's going to give us a lot of information about what's going on in Megan's as far as this business goes. Is it going to be successful? Now, if it's a good time for a business, what we're going to be expecting is that the financial houses are going to be basically being activated. So like the second house, the 11th house, maybe we might even have the trinal houses, the fifth house, the ninth house, and so forth. So let's go ahead and take a look at, and let me change the view on this. I like this other view here. What Jupiter represents. Okay, so the Jupiter timeline, that's the Mahadasha, that's the really big timeline that we talk about in Vedic astrology. That timeline's 2014 to 2030, so it's a pretty major timeline. Jupiter, remember, it's in the third house of the chart. So let me pull that back up for you all again. Remember, it's in the third house, and it's next to Saturn and Moon there. Okay, so that's something to consider. And it also rules, when we're looking at Jupiter, it rules the sixth house and the ninth house. So let's go ahead and pull the slides back up. Now, the third house, it is about small business and self-earned wealth and hobbies. And keep in mind that Jupiter, it tends to expand and multiply things. So things like entrepreneurship and starting a new business, it's actually probably a really good time for that kind of thing, especially during this Jupiter period between 2014 and 2030. Okay, so third house, it represents self-earned wealth, like the money you earn, like not a traditional job. It's just starting your own business. It could be starting a YouTube channel like I have. That would be third house as well. So the thing is with this Jupiter in the third house, it is near Saturn, and Saturn does tend to create obstacles. Okay. And what I found interesting about Saturn in Meghan Markle's chart, and let me go ahead and pull the chart up again for you all, and let's go ahead and put it on this, is what you'll notice is that Saturn, it rules the seventh and the eighth houses. Okay, now let me go ahead and mark that for you all so you can see. So Saturn over here, it rules the eighth and the seventh houses. So those are the obstacles that are being created for Meghan Markle. And let me go ahead and put up this other screen. I'm navigating some new software today. But the seventh house represents marriage, and then the eighth house represents in-laws and the royal family. So according to the chart, that's what Meghan would see as essentially the obstacles that are happening right now. Now let's go ahead and put up this chart again. So overall, I feel like Jupiter is going to bring a modest amount of money. I don't feel like it's bringing a whole lot because Saturn is creating the obstacles to the success, but Jupiter is still Jupiter, and Jupiter still does actually create a lot of blessings for somebody in their chart. Now, the other thing we have to focus on in the chart, remember, and let me go ahead and clean up the chart a little bit. We're going to look at the sub period now. The sub period is Venus. Okay, and let's talk about the Venus. Venus starts in June 2022. Okay, this is the sub period, so this is going to give us a little bit more. Remember, the Antardasha is more of the acute energy in these charts. So June 2022, it's going to end in February of 2025, so a little less than a year now. Wow, I feel like we're almost halfway through 2024. So Venus, what I first want to let you know is it's in the second house, which is one of the money houses. And then Venus itself is a planet that represents culinary arts. It represents food. It represents gourmet foods, sweet things, money, high finance. I mean, it's not a bad period to be in if you're going to start a new venture. Okay. Now, remember, when we talk about these charts, I feel like Prince Harry is in a little bit more of a difficult period right now than actually Meghan is. This is not necessarily a bad period. And then look at Venus rules the fourth house, the 11th house. This is one of the money houses over here. So it's not entirely a bad period. And then if we look at the moon chart over here, you'll notice that moon rules the second house for moon. That's one of the money houses right here. So it's not that I feel that Meghan Markle is going to make like a ton of money in this whole situation. But I do feel like there's some money to be made. And let's talk about that. So, Venus, like I said, it represents culinary arts, it represents food, but it also represents high finance and luxury, things like that. The money houses are activated, the 11th house, the second house, and it rules the second house and ninth house from the moon chart. I feel like this could actually bring a modest amount of money. Okay. Despite, a lot of my followers thinking that this is the end, we got to remember that, at the end of the day, Meghan Markle, she's in the headlines. She does have some star power, some celebrity. Now I know, people would, poo-poo the idea that she was on Suits. They wouldn't consider her an A-list actor, but she's married to Prince Harry and she got worldwide fame just through that alone. So that gives you a certain amount of fame. As far as we know, she's friends with Medea or what is it, Tyler Perry? I'm sorry. But so I mean, they got some friends, they got some supporters, and they probably have some supporters in Hollywood as well. So I mean, that alone could probably provide some success. Now, like I said in here, I do feel like despite the controversy with Prince Harry and Meghan, I do feel like the business will moderately be successful based on the current planetary timeline from Meghan's point of view. Like I said, Venus provides opportunities for culinary arts, gourmet foods, and it also represents wealth development and treasury building. However, Venus is in the 12th house for moon, so it could show that there's a lot of overly high expectations about this this whole venture. So that's the one thing I do want to point out. So I do feel like there's a little bit of money to be made. Do I feel like it's going to be, out of the stratosphere, successful? Not necessarily, but I do feel like there's something that's going to come of this. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. I just wanted to give you all an update about the Meghan Markle strawberry jam situation. And that's what we got. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.